What up, Internet? Where y'all at? It's great to see you guys again on Wednesday. I think our last show was Saturday, I think. It may have been Sunday. I can't remember. It seems like the world changes a lot from day to day these days. But, yeah, I'm a little warm. It's kind of warm up here at the auburnsports.com headquarters, the Montgomery campus. And it is great to have you here. We've got a lot of our folks in the Hizzle, Pocket Watch, the newly named Pocket Watch, Canoe Man, Cleveland Brown, etc., etc. I bet you AU Taxman will be here shortly. He's usually a wire-to-wire person. Canoe Man says, JGT, could you tell us what to expect from going through the coronavirus? Any tales from a survivor would be appreciated. Hey now, I have not gotten it yet. I'm the one person on earth whose goal is to not get it. Like, I really want to go the distance and not get it. I'd like for the first thing to happen to me is that I get a vaccine. Probably won't happen that way, but I hope it is. Hey, tonight I'm going to be drinking. What up? It's junior administrative assistant in the Hizzle. Thank you. It ain't my fault. Thank you for getting that. All right. So we ordered out tonight. We got Sazaz from downtown Montgomery, which is one of our favorite places to eat, and they're doing curbside pickup. So we've been really trying to get some local food while we can still get it, and I strongly encourage you guys to do the same wherever you guys are. I don't know if you're stuck in Slumgummery like I am, but if you are, there's lots of places doing very efficient curbside pickup now. So I'm really trying to help local communities. Local communities. I'm really trying to help local businesses for me stay afloat, man. Best I can. I mean, me going out and getting some pizza and some spaghetti from Sazaz is not going to keep them afloat, but it's the best I can do. And, we got Ruxpin in the Hizzle as well. Jenkins Mock, one of our folks who's been here a bunch this season. Kyle W. in the house as well. AU Storm 20, one of our callers. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Kyle W. says one of his personal goals, or his personal goal, the number one, is to get past the pandemic without consuming resources from the medical community. That's a great goal, man. That probably encapsulates it better than what I'm saying, honestly. Anyway, what's up, AU Storm? Glad to have you, bro. Bro. Canoe Man says, wait, you seriously think you're the only person on earth whose goal is to not get the coronavirus? It seems that way. I mean, I floated that out as a possibility on the bunker today, and it was like, geez, no, JG, that ain't going to happen. It's more about, trying to get it later so that you don't, if you need a respirator, there's one available. I don't know. I'd love to not get it. And I may be able to live a lifestyle where I don't have to get it. But that whole equation is being complicated by my wife. She runs a child care center here in town. Dare I say, a very nice one. And Nick S. in the Hizzle. My man, Nick. The bitch about it with Nick is, me and Nick were planning to get together for a little drink or two at Tipping Point, which is our spot to hang out. And, it's closed now. The Tipping Point is closed. Nick S. says, what the hell is going on? So great. We can't go to bars, killing my business. Yeah, Nick is definitely in the, your business is closely associated with the bars being open. Sazaz great. Jeff Tharp is a great person. Local restaurants need all the help they can get. Yeah, I would definitely be going to Tipping Point, too, if they were open. But they've decided, Justin and the folks there have decided to close down. I know they don't want to do that, but honestly, man, so my wife and I, we eat out a lot because she has a job where she needs to go quickly to eat lunch. And so we eat a lot of places in our neck of the woods here in eastern Montgomery. And I've gotten to know, like, so many of the servers and stuff personally. And that's honestly one of the weirdest things for me is just knowing that they're like an endangered species now. And I'm trying to do the best I can. I left a $20 tip today at Jalapenos. And I left a big tip today at, Sazaz sent one with my daughter. So, I mean, I'm doing what I can, but I don't know. It's really a bummer because I feel like I know these people personally, and I really want them to, I don't want them to be anxious. I don't want anybody to be anxious, really bothers me. But I'm just one dude. I can't do anything about it, really. Anyway, Nick S., appreciate you, bro. And I don't know. We need to figure out somewhere to go drink. You, me, and Justin, and whoever else. Because the liquor ain't going to drink itself. By the way, tonight I'm drinking the Basil Hayden's Caribbean Reserve Rye. I have talked about this on the stream before. I am not a huge fan of this. I don't like Basil Hayden in general. And when you add in the Reserve Rye, to me it tastes like I'm drinking grape juice. But here's the deal. It's difficult to get more bourbon at ABC right now. I don't really feel like going and like, hey, can you get me some Evan Williams single barrel select, please? I don't know. It just kind of bugs me that you can't go get your own stuff. So I'm going to just go ahead and cash out all the regular bourbon that I have. And when I get down to the stuff that I really don't want to drink, like this boy right here, I will not drink this. I'd rather drink water than drink this. This is my Final Four 15-year Knob Creek. Definitely not going to drink that. There's really no emergency where I would drink that. But until then, we'll figure it out. I don't know. Nick S. says, hell yeah, we do. Yeah, talking about you. Taste is open. Yes, indeed. Taste is open. I stopped by yesterday, not to eat, but to just see what's going on. It was like there was literally not a person eating in there. And it sucks, but this is kind of where we are. We got a super chat coming through from Jeff Cheney, my man. The lesser half of the Cheney clan, if you don't mind me saying so. Says, missed you, JG. Hope everyone is staying healthy and safe. Doing the best I can, man. I am definitely not out at the beach. I'm not at the Montgomery Beach. I promise you that, guys. AU Storm 20 says, finally a part of the chat. I have nothing else to do now. Damn. I'm glad to have you in the chat, AU Storm. You're a good caller. You bring it, you're not a jokester, but you bring it for reals. Hearing people interrupt each other for questions on the conference call was good comedic relief. Yeah, so he's talking about the Malzahn conference call, which I thought was really cool. Gus is endeavoring to do a conference call, I suppose every Wednesday, but once a week, just to talk about what's going on and what he's been able to do and what's up with football. And I imagine after 3 or 4 of these, it's just we're not going to be able to do them anymore because there's going to be literally nothing else to add. Because the only thing that's going to be changing, I think, in the next 2 months, I think, will be recruiting. They're going to be eyeing certain prospects and offering certain prospects, but they can't talk to us about that. I mean, they can't name those people by name, so we can't ask him. I mean, we can ask him off the record, but on the record, he's going to say, can't talk about that. So it's going to get redundant pretty quick, but I do very much appreciate him doing that. I'm telling you guys, Gus has really stepped up, and he has exceeded my expectations as far as the way he's been working with the media, because you guys know he's been very skeptical of the media, maybe for good reason, I don't know. But he's been a lot better in the last year, and it's very much appreciated. We also got a super chat coming through from Jenkins Mock. Thanks for a great year, JG. Any recruiting updates? I have to rely on Jeffrey for that one. They have made some offers. There were actually some offers put out this week, well, at least in the last week, for football kids. And we'll probably have to catch up with Jay Lee on that, which I tell you what, I will go ahead and give him a holla, 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 holla. Let me holla, let me holla, holla, let me holla, let me holla, 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 holla. Y'all remember that from a Spell Show? Yo, let me holla, let me holla, let me holla, holla, let me holla. Jeffrey, he wouldn't necessarily tell you guys this, but he loves him some Chappelle Show now. I feel like I'm the foremost expert on Chappelle Show, and I think he knows more about it than I do. Sorry, I can't talk and text at the same time. So I've sent out a message to Jeffrey Lee. But anyway, thank you very much, Jenkins Mock. You were huge during basketball season. You showed up, super chatted, you had good questions, and I appreciate it very much. I felt like you were kind of late to the show insofar as we had gone through almost all of football season, or maybe all of football season before you jumped on, but I'm glad we got you now. And next season, when football starts, don't you dare think it won't, we'll be in full bloom here on the Brain Drain. I told you guys, I've talked about it the last few times, and I'm not trying to lamp, but so I went out to breakfast with Gustav. It's probably been 2 weeks now. It feels like forever ago. And he was asking me about the show. I'm sure he doesn't watch it, but I guess somebody briefed him on it maybe or told him about it. And he was like, so you just kind of talk about it? And I was like, yeah. He's like, do you go to the games? I'm like, no, I don't, because I'm doing the show right after the game. So you just basically sit there and talk and drink? Like, well, I mean, it's a little more complicated than that, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And he just like, man, you got a great job. I was just like, it's not bad. It's not bad. Jenkins M says, you got me for life, JG. Thank you so much for saying that, bro. I appreciate you. And you stay safe out there. Be sure and wash your hands. And don't forget the thumbs, you guys. You got to get the thumbs. That's what Sanjay Gupta was saying on CNN the other day. He says, everybody always worries about this, but you don't actually get the thumbs. You got to get the thumbs, guys. Love the Cat says, you need $50 to make me holla. I'd get paid to do the wild thing. Canoe Man, this is awesome. A life highlight was shaking Donnell Rawlings' hand. I do know who Donnell Rawlings is. He was the bald-headed guy. I think the thing that jumps out to me is when they did international or the World Series of Dice. Excuse me. He was Ashley Larry, and he like smacked his hands. He's like, let's do some craps. And he smacked his hands together, and it just powder just popped. Ashley Larry was the best. So anyway, Donnell Rawlings, he's the man, dude. That's great that you get to meet him. I have not. I wish that I had. Daniel M. says, what's the soundbite when you're introduced on the rundown? Oh, that is definitely Sam Kinison. Jeffrey Wright, who is a friend of RebelGrove.com, but also a guy that I like a lot. He works at a radio station now in Memphis, and he generously donates his time to make those for us. And he said, hey, why don't you tell me something about each person? And I told him about Zima for Jeffrey, and I told him Game of Thrones for Brian. And for me, it was Sam Kinison, because Sam Kinison's my all-time favorite comic. Those of you who are a little younger probably don't know him because he died, I think, in March of 1992. He died after a car accident. He actually didn't die in the accident. He died after it from injuries sustained in the accident in Needles, California, on his way to Las Vegas from Los Angeles. It was very sad for me. And I still, like, Sam Kinison's style was that he was very sarcastic, and then he would kind of yell for his punchlines. He would just scream. And that's what the sound in my head, the voice in my head sounds like Sam Kinison. I don't know if that's because me and Sam had similarities, or if me just listening to him so much when I was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 just kind of changed how my brain works. I don't know. But I have been to his grave. He is married at 61st and Memorial in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Jeff Cheney knows what I'm talking about. Say it. That's from Back to School. He was a Rodney Dangerfield movie that came out in '86. He was actually I believe a history professor in that one, and had a role in that particular film. I absolutely love Sam Kinison. The funny thing about Sam is that he was so profane and crass, but I honestly think that in real life, outside of the drug use, he was a pretty straight up dude. I mean, he came from a family that was very religious, and his father was a preacher. And Sam was actually a preacher early on in his life. I think for the first 10 years of his professional life, he was a preacher. And then he decided he wanted to go into comedy, and he was working out of clubs in Houston. And I think he got up with, dadgummit, one of those really, really good comedians. I don't know if it was Lewis Black. For some reason I want to say it was Lewis Black, but somebody along the way picked up on Sam and kind of helped him and shepherded him until he kind of caught fire. And those of you who are Stern fans, you certainly know about Sam because he was a big Stern fan, a big Stern guy from like 86 to probably, about the time he died, 91. They did get into a little bit of a fight there, but I was so fortunate when Auburn played in the Sugar Bowl. Shoot, I don't know when that was. Was it 04? I mean, I know they played in the Sugar Bowl in 04, but I feel like I've been back there since then. Maybe I was going down there to cover that Bammer game back when I was at the Advertiser. I don't remember, but I was on my way to New Orleans for some reason, and they had the Best of Howard Stern on. And I didn't listen to Howard Stern at the time, like in the 80s and 90s. He wasn't on in where I lived. So I was able to hear the Sam Kinison segments or days unedited for the first time. And I was hyperventilating on the interstate. So funny. Let's see what else we got here. I'm sorry, I went on a rant about Sam Kinison because I love Sam Kinison. He's like truly he's the wind beneath my wings in a lot of ways. Not the heroin use and not the cocaine use, but the jokes and the general concept. Loved him. Alex, one of our friends who lives on the West Coast, says he's on day 3 of lockdown in San Francisco. I could never be a stay-at-home dad. I'm glad you were able to learn that now. Oh, man. Love the cat says Triple Lindy. Yes, that's from Back to School. Rodney Dangerfield's character had to have a big dive, I think, at the final meet, and he had a triple Lindy. Mm-hmm. Good stuff there. No doubt. Ruxpin says, I work out at clubs. Yeah, it might have been a little different than the one Sam worked at. I don't think Sam was a big workout guy. He's kind of heavy. But, yeah, I haven't even been to my Y lately. I think I went early last week, and I haven't been since. I just feel like it's not open. I think it actually is open, but I don't really want to go there. So as far as exercise go, this is one of the weird things. So I live in this neighborhood where all the houses are really close together, and they talk about community and people and blah, 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 which is a total farce. Like, we don't talk at all. I have never met my neighbors to my left. And my neighbor to my right, I met her like 2 weeks ago, and she wasn't particularly friendly. Whatever. I met the people across the street once, and they weren't very friendly. The dude who lives right over here is the Dreamland guy from Montgomery. I think his name is Bob. Yeah, I think his name is Bob. If you guys are in Montgomery, I would strongly suggest you get some Dreamland. I know for me it's kind of a Bammer place, but he's not a Bammer. And if you guys want to pick some up, I know he has stuff. They're doing curbside down there at the Dreamland in downtown Montgomery. I think he said they're going till Friday or when they run out. So anyway, that's the deal there. Anyway, so what I was getting at was that we don't really talk very much around here. But now that we've got this, golly, I don't know what you call it, just this weirdness going on, everybody's like out and walking and like being really friendly and talking to each other. It's exactly what we needed. Yeah. Let's see. Nick Stample. Vegas should put an over-under on hand washing. Oh, man. Canoe Man says, I wish we could figure that out. I could crush Nick Stample. Uh-oh. I'm going to go ahead and fire up Skype. I forgot to turn it on. I will try my best to keep it up front. A lot of times I just miss the calls coming in because I can't see it. If you guys remember back in the day, it used to make so much noise. Anyway. Wait, hold on. Is Bob Mapplethorpe in the house? Is he one of these posters whose names I don't recognize? Oh, okay. It's Crocodile. Gotcha. I'm guessing Kyle is Crocodile. Is that right? I'm right on that. Sometimes the folks on the in the chat, they use a different name than they do on the bunker, so you're gonna have to remember to put them together. Although Ruxpin, you don't have any confusion about that one. We all know who Ruxpin is. Hey, so I posted on the site, and you guys saw it. Catch Crocs Cal. Got a call coming in. Let's take it. Let's see what happens. Who gets to start off? Wait, I clicked it. Hey, caller, what's going on? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, JGT?
Word. Who I got on the horn?
This is Croc 22.
Wait a minute. I thought you were Crocodile.
Crocodile 22.
Yeah.
There you go.
Word. Glad to have you on, man.
Thanks. I'm just going to keep it short because Roxy wants me to call in.
Okay. Did he force you to, or was he being nice?
Yeah. He's forcing me to. It's okay, though.
I'm glad to have you.
Thanks. Just watching the Auburn basketball game right now. And
how's it going?
I know everyone's freaking out about coronavirus right now.
Yeah,
so I just wanted to bring some good news on here. Hopefully calm some people down.
Which game are you watching? I mean, where are they playing?
Auburn Day is on SEC Network.
Yes, sir.
They're playing the Kentucky game right now. Kentucky at Auburn.
I'm taking Auburn in that one. I don't know if that's a crazy idea, but that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I think the line's like Auburn by 7. I didn't check Vegas today.
I'm taking Auburn by 400. Hey, tell me about your name. Why are you Crocodile?
like when I was growing up, I just used the username Croc22.
Uh-huh.
And since it was taken on the bunker, I just extended it out.
But why crocodile and why not crocodile?
Oh, it was a mistype.
Are you
see
serious?
the D and the C are right by each other. Yeah.
Oh, no shit. Okay. Hey, another question.
Yeah.
Is Ruxpin, the Ruxpin that we know here on the show, is that similar to what he's like in real life?
Oh, I don't know.
Because he seems
I
like
just know him
kind
from
of
the bunker.
he seems like oh, really? You guys aren't homies?
We're homies.
Oh, you're like E-homies?
E-homies. Yeah.
Yeah, like you don't know him in real life?
Exactly.
Does he have your back in like DMs and shit or what?
And what?
Like direct messages or whatever. I don't know. If you guys, there's a bunch of people that have like these group direct messages and they go back and forth all the time. I didn't know.
Yeah. He has my back in public, not in private.
Oh, okay, cool.
You know what I mean? Like if someone picks on me on the bunker, he'll come up and shut him down real quick.
Yeah, Ruxpin's good at that, man. He's kind of strong-handed, isn't he?
Oh yeah.
Not that you need it. I mean, I feel like you're a strong person. Good poster.
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you? How do you feel about this pandemic, man? Are you nervous or not?
Nah, not that nervous. From what I've been seeing, I think human ingenuity is on the cusp, and we'll take care of this thing. Just need to hang in there, stick together, and we'll be good.
I love that attitude, man.
Yeah, I don't know. People on the bunker get divided over everything.
True.
I feel like if this is one thing that we could just come together on, we'll be good.
This might be it, bro.
This might be it.
Although it tends to get a little political. I wish that we could avoid
They get
it.
political on everything, though.
I know. I'm trying to let people have a little bit of political leeway now since we're in a weird era.
Yeah.
But sometimes it gets even too much for me, bro.
Yeah.
Crocodile, I want you to know you're doing a hell of a job. I'm glad to have you. Thank you for calling in, and you're an absolute beast. All right?
All right. Thanks, man. Have a good stream, JGT.
All right, bro. See ya.
Yeah.
Crocodile, ladies and gentlemen. One of the true greats. Seems like he's kind of new on the scene, but doing a hell of a job nonetheless. And I didn't know Ruxpin was like bringing him up. It seems like Ruxpin's kind of taking him under his wing. I don't even really think of Ruxpin as being, established enough to take people under his wing, but it's all good. I did not realize that Kyle W. was Crocodile, so now we know. And Kyle W., of course, has been here a long time, so been on the show a bunch of times. Jeff C. says, I'm kind of liking staying home with the wife and kids. I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but I met your wife, and I understand why you like hanging out with her. She's a bright person, and she's a pretty girl. You've done a hell of a job, in my opinion. Don't mean to be off-putting with that. I'm just saying. I met her, and I know. Ruxpin says we love Croc. Of course we do. Let's see. Pocket Watch says the new leeway explains why the Hawaiian lib was able to post what he was posting so much of here late. Man, I've been trying so hard to just let people say what they want to say. I mean, sometimes it gets a little bit too much because, like, Ayler. Yeah, let me speak on Ayler a little bit for those of you who are bunker folks. Like, so Ayler's a troll account, right? And whether or not that person's real, I don't even want to get into that fight. I mean, Knotted Shorts claims to have met Ayler, and I'm not even, like, I like Knotted Shorts, and I got nothing bad to say about Knotted Shorts. He's one of the really good, I'm going to get back to this, Love the Cats. He's one of the really good posters we got, and I'm not hating. And he's been really cool to me behind the scenes, too. So I got nothing bad to say about, I got nothing but good things to say about Knotted. But Ayler's a troll account, and I feel like he sucks people in a lot, and I strongly believe that that's somebody who's just there to be a dick. So he was trying to get involved again and trying to mislead people again today, and I was like, dude, one more time we're going to have to ban Ayler. I don't want to do it because I kind of know what he's doing. He doesn't affect me, but I think he affects other people. So if you're watching Ayler, which I doubt you are, seriously, I wasn't joking in the DM when I told you. You're getting really close. Love the Cat says, bring back God Cammett. I'm actually open to that. I like God Cammett. I don't know what happened to that guy. He went on a he was obviously the guy that was kind of way ahead of the curve on this coronavirus thing, and he had like a, what was it, 150-page thread already going even before we got serious about it as a country, so I want to give him credit. But he lost his shit and got on my case really bad to a point where I had no choice but to ban him, and I didn't want to, and I told him that. Sometimes people just flip out, man, and they say crazy stuff to me, and I can't just let that go. If somebody wants to call me a bitch or whatever, I mean, I can live with that. But, I mean, some of the stuff, I think you guys, I know for a fact that some of the things that he was saying to me went around. Some of the DMs that he sent me were going around the world, so to speak, around the bunker world. And you guys can see that for yourself. I mean, he was just being way out of line. What's weird is that I like him, and he knows I like him. I don't know. I Love the Cat says Ayler is 100% real. I mean, again, if you're saying that's true and you've met him, that's cool. And you know I like you, even though we razz each other. Ruxpin says Knotted Shorts is way above Ayler. Yes, you're right. Knotted Shorts is a very credible, good poster. I like him for sure. Earlier, let's see. What was it? Love the Cat says pics of wife or GTFO. Jeff does not have to provide pictures of his wife. All I can say is that I have met her, Ms. Cheney, and she's pretty. I mean, among other things, she's not known for being pretty, although she is. But I don't really want to. I'm not marginalizing her as just a pretty girl. She actually does a lot more than that. She has skills that are way above things that I could do. Okay, she sings. She's a singer. Okay, she's a singer. Anyway, Jeff has done awesome. Jeff also says we need to see Maverick tonight. I'm hoping that maybe he shows up later. When we did the Gus teleconference, excuse me, I was up here in the headquarters, and then my man Mav was sitting with me at that point. But I usually don't let him upstairs because I just can't control him very much up here. He just kind of sniffs, and I know if he's sniffing, something bad is going to happen eventually. Ruxpin with a super chat says this is for CJ3131, my mentor, also known as Papa Bear. That's kind of how we know him colloquially. I did not know he was your mentor, but he's good people. Lori, wait a minute. What group was that? My friend Lori Dan just posted something on Facebook. I want to see what that was. Former OA News hack. What happened here? Oh, wow. I did not know. Back in the day, in the Montgomery Advertiser, I used to work at the Montgomery Advertiser from 97 to 2012, which is when I came over here to auburnsports.com. And, man, it was quite a group of people. I think at the peak, we probably had 15 people working in that department. When I left, it was probably 7. And I just got a Facebook message from a man, Ben Thomas, who used to be our sports editor, who now works in Mobile. I think he's the high school writer down there now, or one of them. He says, A. Stacy Long left today, and he's moving to Florence. He's going to do the Florence job. And the only person left is B-Rob. Wow. That's crazy. One person left from a group of like 18 people. How about that, huh? Crazy. Alex says, estimating unemployment could be over 15% after this. Yeah, I actually saw that higher. I felt like Mnuchin, did he not say something yesterday about it being possibly as high as 20 if we get, I don't know, maybe he wouldn't say that. Maybe I read that. I don't know, man. I'm always absorbing all this news stuff, so I don't know. Love the Cat says, love the raspberries we give each other, JGT. You bet, man. You know I like you. Hell, we're Facebook friends, bro. And I saw that you shaved off your mustache. No, I guess it was a beard. It was ugly anyway, though. I think I want to see you like this. Clean shaven, sir. Jeff sees his I married well. That's an understatement. I like you and everything. You've been awesome. Let's see. Alex says, is Stidham ready for prime time? I just don't see it. No fire in the belly. That is a fair assessment. I don't think the Patriots are going to go with him as the number one guy. I don't see that. And I think they're going to go out and try to get somebody, would be my guess. And knowing Belichick, it's going to be a really shrewd pick too, right? Yeah, I'm not trying to poop on Stidham, and I like Stidham. But I felt like, it was very rare when he was at Auburn that I felt like he was the game-changing element. Now, I mean, he was the quarterback when they got on a really good run in 2017. Is that right? Hell, it might have been 18. I don't remember. They got on that really good run that ended up with the getting flattened by Georgia and then getting flattened. Well, they didn't get flattened, but they lost to Central Florida. I never felt like he was just this overwhelming, like, really good player, and then he went to the NFL, and I just feel like he's going to be I feel like he's destined to be A.J. McCarron, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Jeff C. says he also saw 20% unemployment as a possibility. Yeah, it makes me sick to my stomach to think that, but, I mean, it could happen. Really, really don't want to see that happen, obviously. Jeff C. says, I wish I had good hair like JG. I have terrible hair, some would say. I think it was Calabasas, I think, was shitting on my hair the other day, which I deserve some of that. Absolutely. I deserve some of that. Stoop Up 74 with a super chat. Hotty ho! JGT Habatin for life. Appreciate you, Stoop Up. You're always here, man. Every single show you got our back, and it's very much appreciated. Bro. We used to do back before there was even people were even doing these kinds of things on the YouTube. We did things on the Habatin, the hottest Auburn blog on the net. We used to do at the Montgomery Advertiser, and we would do campfires, which was like chats. So it'd be like this minus the video. And we had a lot of fun. There were probably, I don't know, what do you think, Stu Pup? Maybe 40 of us. A lot of them are still at a secret, undisclosed location on the internet. I haven't been over there in a minute. I probably need to go. I don't know. You may be over there yourself. But like AU Norm and I know them by their real names. So, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of the Habatin Hall of Famers. We used to do a... dadgum. What was our Hall of Fame called? It was called the Ring of Fire. That's what it was called. And I would put people in the Hall of Fame over there, people that would post a lot. It sounds silly now in retrospect, but it was actually pretty fun. Let's see. Stoop Up says 20% unemployment has been said. Pence's aide said it will be less. We really don't know anything right now, and that's the unsettling part. Yeah, we got a long way to go, fortunately. I want you guys to know that I've been very, I'm just one person, but I've been very accountable for my whereabouts. I've been staying home, and the only time I go out is, first of all, I go and I exercise at a park, and the last 2 days that I've gone, I've been the only human being that I could see, so I'm not doing any damage there. And then I pick up whatever my mom needs. My mom's, I wouldn't want to call her elderly, but she's getting close to 80 now. Anything she needs, I go get her, and she doesn't want to interface with me. I'm not sick, but whatever. She doesn't want to interface with me, so what she has me do is I get whatever she needs. The other day I got her like medication, and I got her some stuff from the store or whatever. And then I drop it off in her garage, and then I leave. And then later on she comes and gets it and then takes it in the house. So I don't get to hang out with my mom personally anymore. But that's all right. I know where she is. I give her a call every day to check on her. And she just lives in the next neighborhood over, so I can go check on her real easy if I need to. I'm just worried about her. I don't want her to get this. Love the Cat says, do you see COVID-19 pushing back football kickoff? Man, I really hope not. I hope not. No, that's all I could say about it. I mean, Gus was asked about it today, and that's basically what he said. And I mean, neither one of us are epidemiologists, so I can't figure out what's going on with that. But I'm really hopeful. I mean, I just feel like this is my story about this, all right? And I talked a little bit about this on the last show or 2 shows ago about why I stayed in Montgomery, because I went to church and I prayed about it, and then when I was walking out, something happened to me. Like, we think of life as being a very linear thing. One thing leads to another, we've got this virus and it takes 12 to 16 months to get a vaccine and we're going to have problems in the interim or whatever. But I also believe that a lot of times in life, unexpected things happen, and a lot of times we focus on the unexpectedly bad things that happen in our life, and we joke about how calamitous shit goes, and I can't believe this happened to me or whatever. And there's certainly bad shit that happens, but there's a lot of good things that happen too, unexpectedly. Whether it's just like a windfall or like some chick that you want to go out with who called you a dipshit, like all of a sudden thinks you're cute again. I mean, it doesn't happen to me because I'm old and cross-eyed, but there's just weird things like that happen. I just feel like we're due something unexpectedly good happening along the course of this virus peril. And I don't really know what it's going to be, but I suspect something unexpectedly good is going to happen. And maybe you're like, JG, man, I don't need that. I don't need that. You don't even know what you're talking about. You're right. I'm a sports writer. You guys know that. I'm a sports writer. I'm a streamer. And I'm a message board moderator, so I don't know anything special, but I'm just saying, I think really good things can happen sometimes. And the one that I think about is the vaccine. I mean, we've already started human trials, so they had to forego animal trials, just went straight to humans. First of all, God bless those people that are willing to take that vaccine straight up. Those people are pimps as far as I'm concerned. So that already shaves 2 months off of it. I think they're going to have an actionable vaccine in like 5 months or something. And it's not going to be something they can all jump behind because you need to go through all the trials to make sure you're doing no harm. But I think they're going to be able to have a vaccine in 5 months or something where they're like, I'm pretty sure this is going to be fine. Now, you may sprout another head, which we can then cut off surgically or whatever. But it will definitely inoculate you from this virus. And I think there's people that would do that. I don't know. I'm just talking out of my ass. I'm a sports writer. I'm just saying. It's something to talk about, JG says, what do you think of the NCAA considering extending eligibility for spring sports athletes? I love it. I love that they have the option to do that. It's going to create an unprecedented logjam of players because if the seniors are able to come back, which I think is fair, then the freshmen are coming in, and so you're going to have 5 classes, potentially per even 6, 5 full classes of people when you would normally have 4. Word. And that creates its own set of problems, particularly in some sports like basketball. Maybe not as football as much, but basketball for sure, because you've got 5 starters, you've got 9 people that play, maybe 10, and you're always expecting to lose these seniors and then freshmen come in and immediately get 30 minutes. I mean, somebody like Sharif, he's definitely coming in expecting to get 30 minutes a game, if not more. All of a sudden, if Javon comes back, I think it would be malpractice for BP to then play Sharif 35 minutes and Javon 5. Because Javon's a reasonably good player, right? So now you've got that problem. And there's no way out for Sharif because he's signed, and that's the deal. So there's going to be some headaches with that, but yeah. Okay, so we're going to call Mr. Lee now. You may know him as Jay Lee or Jeffrey Lee. Oh, dadgummit. Oh, sorry. I got a spout. Yeah, we're going to call Jeffrey Lee. He says he's ready to go. And I want to talk to Mr. Lee about this. Because Mr. Lee, he's a little bit of a Black Helicopters guy. Be interested to see what he thinks about this.
Apache.
Who I got on the phone right now?
This is Jeffrey Lee.
What up, Jay Lee? How you doing?
Fantastic, dude. No runny nose, no fever.
You're not sick yet?
So far, so good. Not yet, man. I've heard that. I think Kaylee or Katie Hartung, she went up to Washington State and reported on it, and it took about 4 days before she started showing symptoms.
Uh-oh.
She's what I'm talking about, the ABC correspondent.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got the China virus, the Kodak 19.
Yeah.
And she said it took her about 4 days before she started showing symptoms. So I'm hoping by tomorrow I will have complete confidence. Of course, I'm fairly certain. the trip to Colorado didn't. I've been very diligent with my hygiene.
Been washing your hands, bro?
Oh yeah.
Good,
I've got lotion. Both my hands are so dry.
Put the lotion in the basket. Hey, let me ask you about recruiting. How are they giving out offers right now? I mean, I'm not ragging. I'm just saying, how do they do it?
It's all on film work. It's all on film. Like the N. Jackson kid from Prattville. I think ideally, they want to get a good a look at these guys in person. It's the guys that don't just pop out on film, or maybe that their film pops out, but they're questionable about their size. I know the running back from Dothan that came up before the virus-induced dead period. He was listed as 6'1" on his huddle film, 6 feet on Rivals, and I think I said on the bunker he's 5'9" with shoes on. So he didn't get an offer. So for guys like that, you want to see just to kind of gauge their real height, size, and weight. But for others, like N. Jackson, the kid from Prattville, the outside linebacker, maybe even a buck. He's at least 6'2". You've seen him. He came to the Iron Bowl, and then you're judging mainly off of film right now. You can't go see them in spring practice. They can't come visit you. But it's not that big of a stretch when you look at some of the guys that they're offering. I mean, Ian Jackson has offers from LSU. He has them from Georgia. He's got big SEC offers, so it's not much of a stretch offering this kid. But yeah, they are somewhat limited in the evaluation, not being able to see them on the hoof.
Yeah, think about that offensive lineman from Ohio that was so bad. Oh, there's Lee Tilley that they recruited, offered based on.
Favorite recruit.
Yeah, right. To this day,
He
thinks
swears that was somebody else's video.
He did. He thinks it's somebody else's video.
Yeah.
Oh,
I finally found a 4-star, and he's crap.
Yeah. But, I mean, Auburn, currently, the current kids, Auburn's seen a lot of these kids. Not necessarily all of them, but a lot of them they've already seen. So.
Well, with the early signing period, these visits are taking place earlier and earlier. So most of the kids that they've offered, they've seen. Even the kid from Louisiana, who they offered earlier this week, cornerback, they'd seen him back in January. They'd seen some, like I said, in Jackson back in November. They've seen these kids enough to know that they're not taking a chance by offering.
Hornatius would like to know if they can gauge girth from film. I guess they mean the size of their biceps or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. You can't. The only guys that you can take for granted on the girth are guys from Minor. That's about it.
And what would you assume from the guys from Minor?
2 hands at least.
Okay. Obviously very strong, very big forearms is what you're talking about.
Absolutely. I mean, the guys from like Pleasant Grove and some of those other areas.
Yeah.
You're talking, Ticonderogas.
Wow, that must be really long arms.
You know what
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Texas, man.
What are you doing to stay safe out there, Jay Lee? Are you washing your hands? Are you practicing social distancing? What are you doing?
To me, the most important thing is immunity boosting. Lots of vitamin C, lots of vitamin D, vitamin A. We're taking supplements. We're eating oranges, orange juice. Actually went to and asked the pharmacist, and they agree with me. The best thing to do is to drink a glass of orange juice every day, just to boost that immune system. And then, of course, we're washing hands every time we're touching something. I've got what do you call it? Hand sanitizer.
Sure.
I've got spray. So just being really diligent, and I hate the term, but social distancing. Jessica and I'll go over to her house, and the kids will play, but that's about the only person I come into intimate contact with. I mean, I made a run to Dollar General today, and got some Dr. Peppers and stuff, but I was hand sanitizing the entire time and keeping my safe distance.
That's very good. I always think you're a very conscientious dude. I'll say that for sure.
Yeah. I'm doing what I'm being told to do. I'm part of the sheeple of this nation, and the government's got us all scared and stuff. So we're all doing exactly what they want us to do.
Word. Jeffrey, I want you to know I think you're doing a hell of a job. I'm glad you're safe and healthy out there. And we also got a super chat just came in from Ruxpin. Wanted me to tell you that was from
Ruxy
Ruxpin.
Boo!
He thinks you're hilarious, Jaylee. I do too, by the way.
Oh, well, good. I mean, I'm no Nate King, Ruxy, but actually, I think that was Crocodile today.
Oh, he was giving
He's
you the
a big
Nate King?
fan.
Ah, that's too
He
bad.
was giving me the business, man.
Good job,
I think
Crocodile.
Ruxy, yeah, little bastard.
All right, bro. You behaved yourself over there. I wish we could have had wings today, or the other day, but I felt like it was dangerous,
No, yeah, it was the right call.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason risking it. My biggest complaint right now is I can't see my parents, and they're both 78 up in Woodland, which will be an ideal place for these kids to be out of school, being able to play, but we just can't take the chance of them getting sick, and so that's my biggest complaint. Other than that, man, life in Auburn seems to be pretty normal. There's still cars, except for the idiots going to freaking Sky Bar. Who the hell? I mean, what is going on here, dude?
I know. They shouldn't be going. They shouldn't be going.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have
that, man, I'm trying to... Go ahead.
Do you have a big stash of, food and supplies? I mean, how far ahead were you working on this?
Well, that's worst case scenario. Jessica and I were talking about this today. Woodland is our worst case scenario. My parents' house would be worse. They've got pantries. They've got freezer full of meat. They've got deer in the backyard if I need to take one, squirrels, rabbits. I mean, we've got worst-case scenario planned.
All right, very good. You're always welcome over here, Jaylee. You know that.
Excellent, man. If I need some bourbon, I know where to come.
I got a lot of toilet paper, too.
Oh, man, I didn't do that now. I'm not worried about my ass, to be honest with you.
I figure you have you've improvised before. It's not a big deal.
Absolutely.
All right,
I got
Jaylee.
Newspaper stats.
You behave yourself out there, brother.
Good to talk to you, big dog.
See you, man.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Lee, the myth, the legend. Let's see. I was texting with B-Matt. He's on a walk right now, and this will surprise you. Me and Canoe Man will enjoy that because he'd be like, I'm on a walk. I'm on a walk. And let's see if we can maybe pick up Nathan before we go to Mr. B-Matt. Sometimes Nathan... Sometimes Nate or Nathan, he can be slow to answer despite being a post-millennial. Definitely want to give some shout-outs here, though, for sure. One to Canoe Man that I wasn't able to do because we were on the horn. Here's to something unexpectedly good happening is what Canoe Man says. I really believe that, man. I'm not BSing you guys. I don't really BS you guys very much. I really believe something good is going to change this dynamic at some point. I'm not saying next week. I'm not saying tomorrow. But there's going to be some kind of a breakthrough or something unexpectedly good happening here. I believe it. I really do. Because it's just like all the news is bad right now, and it's not going to be all bad. It never is all bad. There's always something weird that happens that's good, too. And you can't spend your life banking on it. I went to high school in Tulsa, and in Tulsa they had a team called Oral Roberts. I think they were the Golden Eagles. Oral Roberts. And they had a good basketball team, and on their baseline at the Maybe Center in Tulsa, it said, "Expect a miracle," was like their little catchphrase at Oral Roberts back in the day. And that phrase didn't mean anything to me at the time because I was 17. I was just trying to slay. But the more I think about it, it means more to me now. I don't know. So, yeah, I kind of do go through life expecting a miracle. I'm not banking on it. I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. But I walk around thinking that good things are going to happen and don't ignore them because I think that sometimes I'm just speaking about me, not you guys, sometimes I'm fixated on the negative and I don't see the positive things for what they are. I don't get any deeper than that. Mentioned Ruxpin. Thank you very much for your super chat. I did pass that along to Jay Lee. And Ben B also jumps in with a super chat of severe substance. Says, thanks, JGT. Thank you very much, Ben B, you're always here for us, bro. And I think you're in Montgomery too, right? Hey, caller, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Show.
Sugar sticks and dog dicks, baby. What's going on? Doc Dump's on the line.
I know who you are. What up, Doc?
How we doing, brother? Man, great to talk to you, Cat Daddy. How we doing tonight?
Well, I mean, we're having a pretty good show, and I'm glad to have you on here, Doc, because obviously people are always clamoring to talk to you and hear your.
Listen, I just caught the last 20 minutes, and it's freaking gold. I love these brain drains. Great job by you for starting these things. Things are going okay. What's kind of been the topic before has Ruxy Poo called in yet?
He has not, although he goaded Crococile 22 into calling in, and Croc was great.
Oh, Croc called in?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I will say this, Croc, if we did a bunker, let's say we did a bunker most recent MVP, Croc's got to be in the running. I don't remember Croc from, of course, I don't remember anybody. My memory's so bad, but Croc in the last 6 months is just step up game city, baby. He's been a great poster.
I absolutely agree. I don't remember him being on for a really long time prior to this, but he's been great. I don't know, the last 6 months maybe?
Yeah, let me say something about the bunker. I was talking to my buddy Figgy Poo today, and I was talking to Coach Bo is great, a great guy today. The bunker has been nothing short of freaking incredible the past couple of days. The freaking doctors on there, like what's his name, Dr. Hickory and old Dr. Steve Sawbone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand necessarily what those guys are saying, but how great is it to have actual doctors that are in feedback with all of us?
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hickory, man, he's a fighter too, dude. That guy's been through a lot, and I trust every word he says.
I remember when. Dude, speaking of fighter, did you see his son of a bitch car today?
Mm-mm. What happened?
Dude, I didn't know about this. This shows up on a freaking thread today. His freaking signature on he's got a freaking orange Lambo in his sig pick, okay? I've never, ever thought about this. Somebody freaking asked him today, is that his car? He says, no, it was. Before I got cancer, I had to sell it. So I have no idea what an orange Lambo costs. I'm guessing $300,000 to $600,000. I don't know what they cost. But freaking Dr. Hickory is freaking running around in an orange Lambo wherever he lives.
Man, you had to post a lamp on that one, right? The fireworks. Come on,
dude. The LEA went freaking nuts on that one. I mean, how can Dr. Hickory say? I mean, how does he think he can get away with that shit? That's ridiculous.
Man,
you know what? I even said he made freaking knotted shorts look like a freaking sharecropper in Atmore, Alabama with it.
That is absolutely true. But man, Mr. Hickory he's swinging a bigger one than your man Knotted is. I'm just saying. I like Knotted. This is the second time he's come up on the show. We love Knotted.
Yeah.
But Hickory's
Knotted is Knotted's incredible. But if you're driving an orange Lambo, you're doing okay.
So how you doing, man? How you holding up in this these uncertain times, bro?
Yeah, I'm fine. Like I said, I'm obviously nervous because I'm in the older crowd, but it's very interesting to me. I'm one of those guys. I think this thing started in December, so I don't think there's any experts on this thing. I think everybody's got an opinion, and that's wonderful. But it's a new virus. Hopefully, we can all, as many people as can, stay away from it. But I think the uncertainty is what is just crazy. I mean. We don't have any idea if 2 weeks from now there's going to be it's just blow up city it's just the uncertainty is just it's amazing and it's scary at the same time.
Yeah, I know. I mean, are you in a business? I always know of you as using toilets and chasing the fillies around. I mean, are you in a business that's somewhat solid?
I will say this. I will tell you this. I haven't used a public shitter in 4 days.
Why not?
Okay. Now, that is – I'm usually a once-a-day guy, and it's usually at a publicly traded company where I'm shitting. And I have not done that in 4 days. So that shows you kind of where I'm at.
That's just kind of because you're concerned about the public health situation?
Yeah, and listen, I was concerned a week ago, but I made some of these homemade bleach wipes.
Oh, okay.
And I thought they would do the trick. And maybe they do the trick, but I just can't chance it anymore.
Hey, we got a super chat that just came through from Ruxpin, Doc Dumps, who refers to you as coach. Obviously, you're a guy that he really looks up to. I'm curious
Oh
to
yeah,
hear what you.
I've coached for a lot of years. Ruxy kind of knows my background. I've coached for a lot of years.
And obviously, he looks up to you in a big way. Your thoughts, just in general, on Ruxy Poo?
I think Ruxy Poo is the freaking bomb. And I will tell you this: the brain drain will go as far as Ruxy Poo. Okay, I will never forget the first time I heard Ruxy Poo on the brain drain. Of course, he's had probably no less than freaking 42 Miller Lights, and I thought he said his name was Stutzman. I thought it was Stutzy, and so for 2 or 3 weeks, I remember just telling people I know on the bunker, dude, you got to listen to Stutzy. He's the funniest guy when he calls the daggone brain drain. Well, then I finally listened one night. It was freaking Ruxy Poo.
Ruxy Poo, yeah.
And Ruxy Poo he's just if there's a gold member club in the bunker, he's got to be 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, he's come on strong these last 6 months or so. He's been just truly terrific.
He's just a great guy because he's not an I hate Gus guy or a crazy politics guy he can handle about anything, and that's just we just need more of those.
You know, I got a little disappointed with Bo Is Great, a guy that you and I both know and both like a lot. He was bumping a lot of threads the other day. I thought he was spam bumping. I had to actually get on his case a little bit. Your thoughts on Bo Is Great?
Listen, I call Bo Is Great, Coach. Now, people may not know this, but now Bo Is Great is actually a legendary coach. I know, just to be honest with you, the last time I was with Bo Is Great, okay, totally true story, okay, last time I was with him at Auburn, this must have been, 8 months, a year ago, we run into freaking A.D. Green, Anthony Green, okay, and Green treats freaking Coach Bo Is Great like the red carpet.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, I've never met Green in my life. Never in my life. Okay. And all of a sudden he comes up and he literally says basically, hey, Bo Is Great. What the heck are you doing? No. I mean, he couldn't wait to talk to Bo Is Great. That's how big Bo Is Great is up there.
Well, I mean, the guy, I don't really want to get into what he does because, I don't want to out him, but he's obviously a really good dude. Right. And I was surprised he was the guy that was bumping threads, Doc.
Well, I think he was trying to give Fig Jam. Him and Fig Jam are kind of buddies.
Yeah, obviously.
And I didn't get it at first, but I think he was just trying to get a little on Fig Jam. And but it's funny that I talked to him today because I usually only talk to him about once a month. But I have told people on the bunker this: if you want good scoop, okay, Bo Is Great is the guy that gets it. He literally, I can't even tell you. And here's the thing, what's great about him from a bunker perspective, from like your job as running the bunker, he doesn't post 98% of the stuff he knows, he doesn't put on the bunker.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it would drive you, it's either good or bad or whatever it is. He's just, like I said, when I saw him with Green, AJ, I was freaking shocked. In fact, I still make fun of him to this day for being so powerful. I was just shocked.
He is good people. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Don,
any good Auburn news? Anything going on?
I know, and he has a very special niche. Like, he has a day in August when he is really, really a very powerful and beloved figure, and I think that kind of
yes,
we'll leave it at that.
He's a football team guy.
He is.
He knows the football team real well. He's got great contacts there. He's just a great guy. He just knows a lot of people. He's just one of those guys that knows a lot of people, but he doesn't act like he knows a lot of people.
I know. Very humble dude. Surprised he was the spam bumper, but it happens sometimes.
Yeah, he said you got after his ass, and and you know what, Tate, I'm glad you did. I mean, he needs to be humbled every now and then, but we all know he's a great guy.
I know. Hey, Doc, thank you for calling, and I didn't even contact you. I mean, I'm super glad you were on the show. I hope that you're on the show every single time.
Great thing is the best thing in the world. And listen, a huge worry to everybody. Please stay safe, and I'll see everybody on the bunker tomorrow.
All right, see you, Doc.
Thanks, Doc.
See you, bro. There he goes, Doc Dumpster, ladies and gentlemen. One of the all-time greats, and certainly a Hall of Fame poster in his own right. You guys are not going to believe this shit right here. So I text Nate, and I'm like, I'd like for you to be – notice I didn't use my hand. I used the back of my hand. I'd like for you to be on the show because obviously you guys want Nate. You guys love Nate. Ruxy Poo loves Nate. Everybody loves Nate. Listen to this. You guys aren't even going to believe what his excuse is. He says, I'm watching a movie with my folks currently – count me in next time. I say, for real? Like you're going to actually shit on our huge viewership here? And he says, LOL, I'm not going to ask them to pause it. Unbelievable. Hey, caller, how you doing? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing, JG?
What up, Ruxy Poo? How you been, bro?
I've been good, man. How about yourself?
I want to thank you very much for super chatting, and I also want to say I didn't realize the doc was like your kind of the wind beneath your wings, bro.
Doc Dumpster?
Hell yeah.
That was my high school coach. He won't admit it, but he was.
No
He's
kidding.
Brock Vandegrift's dad.
Hey, he's good people regardless, though, right?
That's him. But yeah, he's great people. I love that man.
So tell me about Crocodile, man. Kind of how did you get to know that guy?
Crocodile, I got to know him on the bunk. He's good peeps too. You got a lot of people joined in 2019, which I did too. I rejoined in 2019. You got a lot of good people there. A lot of good posters.
Agree. We got a lot of good folks. You're one of them too, Ruxy. I'm glad that you've jumped in, man. With this, you're always a good, a positive influence.
You know, I try to do what I try to do, but I want to say, Jay Lee, I heard him earlier on the brain drain, as Coach calls it. I heard him earlier tonight, and God, good Lord. Jay Lee is one of the funnier people I ever heard in my entire life.
He's a funny dude, man.
I hope he finds some toilet paper, because I know he was talking about scratching leaves between his legs.
Maybe he has a bidet. I don't know. I've known the guy almost 20 years. I've known him almost 20 years now, and he is among the funniest people I've ever met. Top 10.
Oh my God, JG! Someday we gotta have a wing eating competition between you, me, Coach, and Jay Lee at Voodoo. Nate King could be the judge or the referee, but we got to do that.
I told Nate he to be on the show, and he said he was watching the movie with his parents, Ruxy. That he has forsaken you, Ruxy.
You know I love Nate King, but good God, really?
Yeah, I know, man.
Oh.
Next time he's on here, I want you to get in the chat and ride his ass, okay? That's what I want you to do.
I'm going to get after that. But,
how are you?
But you know what, JG?
Yes, sir.
But no, you go ahead.
How are you being affected by this virus situation, man? How's your job working out and all that kind of stuff?
So I work from home and everything, and I mean, we've had the option to do that before, but now it's mandatory. It's all good. I'm kind of like, I think other people too are kind of like just worried about like what's going to happen. I'm more worried about the humans, what they're going to do instead of the virus.
Yeah. These are tough times, bro. I know this is weird for you. You're a younger person.
Yeah, I am a younger person, but like my parents are older. I don't have any grandparents anymore. Rest in peace. But I'm not trying to get my parents sick. You know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to be the guy who goes out and is like, oh, I'm a millennial. I could go out and do whatever I want. I'm not trying to be that guy.
I appreciate that, Roxy.
I mean, I honestly, I want us to all come through this. You know, I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter.
Of course.
But JG,
yeah.
I love you. I love Jay Lee. I love B Matt. Nate King's doing the thing, and I'll talk to you boys later.
All right, Ruxpin. Peace. There you go, guys. Ruxpin, one of the really good guys on the site, obviously. Love the Cats puts in a super chat, says Tree Fitty on Ruxpin's Thunderbird Fund. That probably buys him a full bottle, right? I wonder if Rux has had Strawberry Hill before. I probably need to get some. Well, can I even get it now? Where would I get Strawberry Hill now? You think they sell that at like gas stations? Surely they don't sell it at ABC. That's below even ABC's. Oh, Canoe, man. That's terrible. Jackson R says, any news on Jalen Green? Yeah, we were getting some intel, Jay Lee and I, the other day. where we were thinking that USC, and I don't mean Frank Martin, I mean Los Angeles, was trying to sneak in there and get a little something, get involved in there in a battle that we believed for a long time is Auburn and Memphis. I think there's another suitor in there, and it's not USC. I think the other suitor is actually the G League. I think he's considering going to the G League for a year and then jumping into the NBA. So that's another thing that he's considering. Now, this kid is not he's not an academic risk per se. So it's not like, oh, I don't think he can qualify. It ain't like that. I just think maybe he feels like he'd be best off in the G League, just kind of developing his skills there rather than at the college level. I don't really know what to tell you on Jalen. I don't know what's going to happen there. We're in a situation right now where I think for some recruits, they're keeping an eye on this virus and how the rosters shake out. Are the seniors going to come back again? And that's going to affect a lot of things. So, and obviously Jalen is one of the kids in the 2020 class who has not signed with anybody. So he's wide open to do whatever he wants to do. Since the last time I was asked about Jalen, I think it's less likely that he ends up at Auburn, but it's possible. I think he's going to end up in the G League. Yeah. Jeff C says Arizona is the other suitor. That's not what I heard, but it's certainly possible. Arizona. Fuck out of here. I don't like Arizona. I never did. I will make sure I didn't miss any super chats while we were moving through here because sometimes I miss them, but I don't think I did. We're talking about Stutsy Poo earlier. Stutzman, one of our really, really good bunker posters. I don't know if I've talked to him on the horn or not. Maybe I did, or maybe I didn't. I don't know. Anyway, I think everybody was glad to have Doc on. And, of course, we didn't get really finished, but Nate King says that he's busy watching a film at his parents' house and he can't ask them to pause it. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me or can you imagine you, 22 years old, telling your editor, nah, man, can't do it. I'm watching a movie with my parents. Come on, man. Whatever. All right. Kyle W. says Rothstein says seniors aren't coming back. Okay. I'd be cool with that too. I mean, I feel like they should have the option, but if they don't, then they don't. The spring people definitely need to come back. I'm talking about the softball players, the baseball players, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know if it really matters for Auburn because those kids are going to go pro. The really good juniors, I mean, they'd be stupid not to if they can do it. If MLB's going and the draft goes. I mean, you're out there to make money. You're playing this game to make money. So let them make their money. Canoe Man says Nate King is a complete pansy. Let's see. Jeff C says Boone's Farm, a.k.a. Strawberry Hill. You can still get it, yes, at gas stations. I don't know. See, I live in Alabama. I think you live in Tennessee, so it may be different. They get real weird down here about where you can get liquor and where you can't. I don't know. Jeff C. also says Nate is grounded. His parents made him go to Redbox and get on Golden Pond for family night. I'm embarrassed to say that I've seen On Golden Pond more than once, more than twice, more than 10 times. Because back in the day, early 80s, my dad got a RCA video disc player, and he got like 8 movies, maybe less, maybe 6. And this is before I had a VCR or anything, so it was either you're watching cable, which was garbage, or you're watching on the video disc. And we had On Golden Pond. I had Tron, the original one, which I actually like a lot. And then Airplane, which those were my choices. And I've watched Airplane so many times on that. And then my sister got like 2 or 3 choices, and she got a bunch of garbage that I don't care about. And then my parents watched whatever they were watching. I don't know. They got like The Godfather and something else. I wasn't interested in it at the time. It's a really good film, though. Let's see. Love the Cat says Nate is growing a man bun. Oh, man. Ben B says Nate would have been better off saying he had the virus versus the actual story. Absolutely, man. Just make up a story. It's worse than that. Come on, bro. Ruxy says I drink vodka. Hey, nothing wrong with that. I'm not judging. I think it's going to take a lot of alcohol to get us through this, no matter how long it takes. If it takes 2 months, if it takes 5 months, if it takes 8 months, I don't know. Somebody saying that, somebody writing that we need 18 months of this. I know America. It ain't going to go 18 months. I think there's a situation I was reading about this morning about how maybe we'll go like 2 or 3 months like this, and then we'll be out and about for another month, and then we got to go another 2 or 3 months like this, and you kind of have to break it up like that. And if you do that, you can keep the incidence pretty low. That would be sweet too. But again, as I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it because I don't have any scientific evidence on this, but expect a miracle. Expect something good to happen. I don't know. I just can't sit around being scared all the time. That's just me. If you guys are the kinds of people who can handle being nervous and panicky all the time, then do it. And you've been doing it your whole life, and you're used to it. I can't do that. I get all weirded out. Let's see. AU Storm 20 says, hey, Joey, have you ever been in a Turkish prison? It's from Airplane, by the way. Yeah, Airplane's. If you're into like physical gag humor, there's none better. And I think for some of you youngs, I think that film came out in about 1980, so it's going to look aged a little bit in the way it was shot, the film, the technology it used, but man, it was really funny at the time. Let's see, Canoe Man, my man, says Nate needs to learn from BMAT. Heck, BMAT answers while pressure washing his driveway. All right, we're going to get BMAT on the horn. Let's see if we can get Mr. BMAT. I think he's ready for us now. I do want to thank everybody that's called in. Crocosile, Doc Dumpsta, Ruxy Poo, Mr. J. Lee, and we'll try to get Mr. B Man on here now. Maybe next time we'll get Allie. I like to give Allie plenty of leeway, but she's just chilling, I think. I'd love to get Allie on the horn. Allie's one of our favorite people from the old days. Living in Atlanta now, suburban Atlanta. That was weird, wasn't it? This is B Matt. Can I help you? I'm here for you.
Hello.
Yeah, who this?
This is B Matt. What's going on?
B Matt. Word, man.
Guess where I am?
Walking?
Nope. I finished my walk and I'm
in bed?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
He's in bed, guys. Come on, Canoe Man. Here he is.
Yep.
Are you breathing heavy?
No, I'm pretty relaxed right now. It's a really short walk. I took my long walk earlier today with the dog. So,
how many steps is a long walk for you?
That was probably about 5,000 earlier.
So how many did you finish with today?
I'm at 12,700 right now, 12,700. So I got to get 300 more to get my 13.
I'm only at 8,200, but I went out and ran on the soccer field though. Yeah.
That's good. That's high intensity. That's good.
It is for me. It's high intensity. What did you think about Mr. Malzahn's teleconference today?
I actually kind of enjoyed it. I thought his message was on point. And, going in, I had expectations, and I think my expectations were dead wrong. And now I sort of understand, how it can be sort of like, hey, we're just trying to get every guy, all our players set up on their academics, and we're focusing on that and the the global pandemic going on right now, and we can't really get into football related stuff for a little bit. That comes next.
He was also mentioning that he had met with every single player along the way, and now they were just trying to do the best they could, working from home and working remotely. I mean, he sounded like a guy that definitely had a plan, and he felt like they could get this thing going when it's time to do that.
Yeah, and I think he's solving the two biggest things, which is number one, trying to take care of the health of his players and making sure they understand everything that's going on, everything they need to do. And number two, making sure they get their academics straight. Because if you think about the players when they're in Auburn, which they are probably, for 4 or 5 years, 95% of their time is probably in Auburn, I would guess, 90% at least. Mm-hmm. They're in a very, very structured environment. They go to class, they go to study hall, they go to workouts, they go to meetings, they go to practice, they play in games. They have meals that are prepared by nutritionists. Everything is done for them, and they know where they need to be. At a certain time, and now they're at home. They're in totally unstructured environments. Some may be in better home environments than others. Who knows? But that's a lot. That's a really big transition, and to try to get them to keep their grades up and to stay, safe in this global pandemic. I think those are two really important things to do, and two things that probably aren't as easy as maybe you would think without really looking into it.
Yeah, that stood out to me too, that he was having to kind of shepherd these kids even more than he usually does, because these are uncertain times. The kids are all over the place now.
They are, and Auburn had to switch from being a campus that students attended to and went to big buildings and had classes, to one that everybody is away and everything is online. And it's not as easy as it sounds. Even the online courses that people were taking, what would happen most of the time would be the professor would be in the room and it would be taped by people, and those tapes would be uploaded to Auburn systems, and then the other people online could watch that. Well, this is a totally different way to do it now. Those professors aren't doing that anymore for the most part. They have to, set up things on their computer and do their lecture that way. And that makes it much more difficult, especially with older professors who have been doing it the same way, who aren't as, proficient with the computers and technology.
Yeah. Some people aren't, be mad. I know that we're olds that are pretty good at it, but some of them are not.
Well, we're average at least. So you're much better than I am, that's for sure.
Hey, so you got a daughter who's in college. What's going on with her? Is she you think she's gonna do online stuff?
Yeah, Ashley is at Montevallo, and she is back home, and they are going to go online stuff. I think starting
Spring break is next week.
Right. That'll be the week after next because of spring break. She's right next to me, watching TV, and she's on her phone looking at stuff. Instagram, of course, yes.
Of course.
And she follows a lot of dog accounts. So.
I'm waiting on an Instagram live.
Oh God!
Oh, we love it. Everybody, every single person we have on the show here loves Yvonne. Like all 25 of them love Yvonne.
They should, because she is the one woman in the world that puts up with me. So thank God there's an Yvonne in this world.
Yvonne's pretty cool.
I'd be a lonely man.
She's pretty cool. Listen, Jeff Chaney wanted me to ask you about basketball recruiting. I know that's not necessarily something that's right up your alley, but do you have any light you can shed on basketball recruiting?
Well, Jeffrey obviously is the expert on that, about who's going where and who's visiting, who the top targets are. But this is one thing I will say. The situation that Auburn and Bruce Pearl and staff are in is much more difficult because they can't go on the road. They can't bring prospects in to visit. They've got to do everything over the phone and through, FaceTime or whatever method they're using to speak to these guys. But I actually think that's an advantage for Auburn compared to maybe some other places because of Bruce Pearl, because he's so energetic, has such a great personality. I just think, if I'm comparing 5 people that call me on the phone, I know right away that nobody's going to compare to Bruce Pearl because he's going to win the day doing that. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Just in simple terms. So I think in some ways this might be a little bit of an advantage for Auburn.
Yeah, that's good. BP, I bet you he does some serious work on the phone now.
Yeah.
He'd be good like that. Man, I miss sports, dude. I really, really do.
They've been a part of our lives for so long, and even when you're not watching something, to me, they're always in the background, right? I'll have it on TV while I'm working.
Yeah.
And they're just not there anymore. That's just really weird. Really weird.
B-Matt, you guys are doing a hell of a job. I want you to know that Nate declined to come on the show because he says he's watching a film with his family.
Oh, well, good for him. Now is a great time to be with the family.
You're being too nice.
And do family stuff. So.
You're being too nice, Brian.
He's a young man. He's supposed to be getting married here. I'm sure they're probably pretty worried about that, right now with everything that's going on. So
yeah, don't give him Don't give him an alibi. Stop.
No, don't give him an out. Okay. All right. Well,
thank you, Brian.
Come on, mate.
Hi, bro. It's been a pleasure having you on. You're not out of breath. You're already in bed. Everything's good.
I am. Good night, everybody. Love you guys. Most of you.
See you, B-Matt.
All right, bye.
Look at that. B-Matt told you guys he loves you. That's what I'm talking about. AU Taxpan says recruits are going to love FaceTiming with Gus. Hey, man, seriously, Gus can actually be kind of fun. I know you guys don't believe me on that. I'm not even asking you to believe me on that. I'm just telling you. He can be funny. He can be fairly engaging. I swear to you, he can be funny. I don't know. You guys may disagree with me on that. So I've been drinking this Basil Hayden Caribbean Reserve Rye that I bought at Charred Oak Spirits in suburban Auburn, Alabama. And I don't know. I like it more this time around. I mean, I'm not saying it's like the greatest bourbon I've ever had, but it's pretty good. I think we're in a situation where there won't be. I'll put it this way. I'm concerned that the liquor stores are going to go dark here in Alabama pretty soon. So we need to fill up what we can. And I'm just trying to drink out the bad stuff now so that later on I have good stuff to drink. There's no doubt. There's no doubt. I can't really do Gus when I'm talking about bourbon because he's not a drinker. Let's see. Carrie J says, War Eagle from Nashville, Tennessee. Glad to have you, Carrie. Appreciate you being back on the show. Let's see. Jeff Cheney says, thanks, B. Matt. Kyle W. says, love me some B. Matt. And then Canoe Man very creepily is asking where in Nashville Carrie is from. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that creepy, really. Let's see. A Taxman says he's drinking some Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit tonight. Nice. Good call there. Wow. The Kentucky Spirit I've kind of been wanting to drink. I've not had that. I will tell you this, that people on the R Bourbon Reddit, subreddit, are very, very big fans of Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. In fact, they believe that is the best bang for your buck bourbon out there, outside maybe of the Evan Williams single barrel. I still think Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit's probably ahead of that. So, yeah, that's good stuff. I wish I had some right now. Honestly. Ben B says I need to shut my mouth. I don't know what you're mad about. I've been talking about a bunch of crap here lately. Looking forward to have some of that. I think the 101 is also generally championed on the R Bourbon subreddit. And also, this is not apparent. This is not made apparent to anybody unless you read. But Russell's Reserve, which I absolutely love, that is actually a Wild Turkey product. Same group, so that's also delicious. Russell's Reserve. It's like a red bottle, and it's kind of a reddish bourbon. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure why, but it is. Love the Cat says he's drinking 100 proof Old Forester. I don't know exactly which one that is, but the Old Forester in general is delicious. I think, is that like the basic Old Forester? My homie J Dub, he loves him some Statesman Old Forester. That is probably not my favorite version of Old Forester, but it's good. That whole Whiskey Row series, man, you know what I'm talking about. The red, the blue, the green, and I don't know what the other color is, but the old time whiskey, which is the blue one. Oh, man, I love that stuff. Old Forester's for reals. Ben B says he was talking about the ABC store. They better not close it. They won't close it. Man, people need their liquor now. Hey, all right. AU Taxman says Russell's Reserve is consistently great. Rare breed, excellent. Rare breed. Wild Turkey Rare breed, also amazing. Yeah, those are really good, like, just bourbons that you can get at the ABC store. A lot of people, and I'm one of them. I mean, I'm chasing the stuff that you can't necessarily get day to day. But day to day, man, there is stuff in an ABC store that's legitimately good. I mean, old time whiskey to me is really good. The stuff you're drinking, AU Taxman, the Wild Turkey Kentucky breed. Kentucky and the rare breed. Those two are good. Russell's Reserve is good. You can find that a lot of times. The Evan Williams stuff is surprisingly good at a very low price point. That's probably, you can find that at $28 maybe at the ABC store. So there's a lot of good stuff. Mark C says, anybody tried Bolt whiskey, BOLDT? I have not. And I'm not 100% sure I've seen that. Unless I've just missed it. I don't know. Of course, in this state, we're kind of stuck with whatever ABC has. And as I say that, I got this Basil Hayden Caribbean Rye at Charred Oak Spirits, which is not an ABC store. I can't really say I'd recommend this, though. I mean, maybe if you know what you're getting into, you would like it. I mean, if you're looking for a very... My thing about Basil Hayden is it doesn't have any punch. Like, it's too refined. Like, there's not enough pop on it. Now, for that reason, my wife actually likes Basil Hayden. I was actually emailing with my friend Michael earlier today because we were trying to figure out why women like Basil Hayden so much. I think it's because it has a complete lack of harshness, and maybe a lot of girls like that. But to me, it's just soft. But if you like Basil Hayden, and then you like that kind of like rum overtaste, I guess. I mean, I'm sure there's people that like that. And if you did, if that sounds good to you, you would probably love this bourbon. We got a super chat coming through from BMAC 34420. This is not his first rodeo, I should add. And we thank you very much for that super chat, sir. Uh-oh. Do want to thank you, BMAC, though. I know you've been here a long time doing this week after week after week. We've also got a super chat, a big one coming through from Jazzy Joe. Says, what's up, peeps? This is for all the time I missed and for the seniors. Big super chat from Jazzy Joe, a red one. Big one. Thank you very much, Jazzy Joe. Where are you at? Where are you located right now, man? I know you're bouncing around doing your thing in your rig, presumably from coast to coast. I was wondering where you are right now. AU Taxman says Elijah Craig barrel proof. What do you think about this? Elijah Craig barrel proof. Is that like the regular Elijah Craig? And 1792 full proof, yes. Also not too tough to find and both excellent. Agree. Definitely on the 1792 full proof. Back during the second half of the basketball season, I was drinking a lot of 1792 Bottle and Bond, which to me is about 80% as good as the full proof. And I like the Bottle and Bond, so yeah, I'm with you completely on that. I think I've had the Elijah Craig barrel proof. I'm not sure. Let's see what I feel like I'm missing stuff here. Jazzy's in the Hizzle. Basil Hayden, isn't it like 86 proof? This is 80 proof. Again, man, it's not my number one. Let's see. Alex says, how long could you last on your current whiskey stockpile? My answer on that would be we could probably go 3 months, probably. I mean, we just got a brand new, and my hair's all over the place. We just got a brand new Buffalo Trace. We've got that Ezra 9. I've got 2 of those. I got 1.5 of those. I've got a full bottle. We got 2 full bottles of Old Bardstown Bottle and Bond that are ready to go. I've got Blinking Owl, both the bourbon and the rye, that are basically ready to go. I still got a full bottle of Eagle Rare, plus this is probably 3/4 of this bottle. And then I've got all my like ones that I don't drink very much of because they're kind of expensive, so I don't drink them that much. So I think I could go 3 months, Alex. Wonder how long y'all could go. Ruxpin says Jazzy Joe is a GD legend. He is definitely a legend. Jazzy says he's in Baltimore. Going coast to coast, bringing us the good stuff we got to have. No doubt about that. Let's see, Jazzy Joe says, 1 second, I'm about to park. Valley Tiger says, JGT, just got to say you slayed me with the stuffed animal bit on G-Pits. Still chuckling at administrative assistant shutting it down. Yeah, I'm trying to remember how we got talking about that. That was on the G-Pit show that I do with Neil McCready. We actually had our friend Gabe from the Mizzou side is on there. You can check that out on our various publishing platforms. I think Neil asked me who my first crush was, I think is what he said, and I said it was a stuffed animal. At which point, administrative assistant actually gave me the, just drop it, dude, stop. Jeff C. says he's got to go. My wife wants me to massage her feet. Might go to Redbox. Peace. All right, Jeff. I get it, man. You got to do what you got to do, bro. Yeah, so I just said it was a stuffed animal. I mean, I don't want to get. It's not a question that I feel comfortable answering, honestly. I mean, I said plushie, which is true, but if you're talking about like, I told you guys. I mean, I've been pretty open about this. I thought Boy George was a girl. It looks like a girl, and I was 10. So I was 9. I take it back. So when the Boy George thing happens, I think that's a girl. I was very confused, and my mom didn't. Like, I didn't understand. I'm not saying this is a mean thing at all. I just didn't understand gay. Like, that's not something I understood. Nobody talked to me about that. You know, when I'm 9 years old, I'm like chasing girls around because I like girls. And I didn't think, or I didn't know that there were guys that liked, or boys that liked other boys. I mean, it just never occurred to me. And I'm not being judgy. I'm just saying I never even realized that. So, like, and my mom listened to a lot of artists who were gay. I don't think she thought about it that way, but she listened to Queen. She listened to Elton John. She loved Elton John the most. And I mean, I was like, hey, you know, he does wear the weird glasses and he wears sequins and whatnot. But I was just thinking to myself that, like, you know, he's slaying a lot of girls because they love this kind of flamboyant attitude. And, you know, same thing for Freddie Mercury. I mean, if he's wearing assless chaps, I'm like, you know, that guy, he's got a lot of confidence, and the girls love confidence, you know? I didn't know. I mean, I didn't think about it that way. No one ever told me. I didn't have any reason to think about that, you know, that way. And I mean, it goes for me, it goes as far as Wham. Like, when Wake Me Up Before You Go, you older folks remember that. Younger guys don't even know what I'm talking about. But when Wham hit it big in the United States in the late summer, early fall of '84 with Wake Me Up Before You Go, like, you know, he shows up in this video and he's wearing, like, he's got the hair kind of like mine, but he's way handsomer than I am. And he has, like, the neon lipstick. I'm just like, I mean, the guy's so crazy. The girls love it, you know? I didn't know that he was going after guys. You don't even know that stuff if somebody doesn't tell you. Anyway, Pocket Watch says, how did you find out he was a he? That's a great question. I don't remember. Maybe I just kind of figured it out at some point. I mean, at some point it does start to kind of make sense, you know? I don't remember. I don't know how that happened. I mean, it got figured out, but. And it wasn't like I had a big Boy George fetish per se. I was just like, nah, you know, she's cute. I don't know. You know, it just reminds me of something. There was a girl in my class. I hadn't even thought about this in the longest time. I'm going to look this up real quick. Who I thought looked like Boy George. And so I kind of liked her too. And she was definitely a girl. Her name was Laura. Let me see if I can find her on the Facebook here real quick. I mean, I haven't hung out with her in a minute. I don't have any mutual. Oh, I do have one. Hold on. There she is, I guess. Let's see if she looks like Boy George now. No, she doesn't look like Boy George now, I don't think. I don't see any good pictures of her, really. Wait a minute. No, I'm not going to do this. I don't really feel comfortable putting some girl's picture on the stream that I don't, you know. Well, y'all don't know who she is. But she doesn't look like that now. Looks like a regular, you know, middle-aged gal. I know this is scintillating video. I was just hoping to get a picture here I could show you guys, but anyway, I thought this girl named Laura, I thought she looked kind of like Boy George. And I liked her too. No pictures. Well, let me see. Maybe I can do this. I don't know. Maybe you guys would agree with this or not. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this picture. Can I pull a picture? Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on. I can do a screen capture. Hold on. I mean, you're probably not going to see it. I mean, you're probably not going to see the thing. You're not going to say, well, it looks like Boy George. This is definitely something I didn't expect to be doing tonight. Posting pictures of this Laura chick. Desktop. There we go. All right, she's going to be really big to start with because I can't size it down until I pull the picture up. All right, so it's this girl on the left right here. I thought that girl looked like Boy George. When I knew her, she didn't have hair. I didn't remember her hair being like that volumey, but she would wear that hat and stuff. You know, Boy George used to wear a hat and stuff. Anyway, I thought that girl looked like Boy George. So to me, they were equitable. It was like the same thing. And by the way, that's a picture of her, like, I don't know, maybe a little bit younger than when I knew her. For me, this would have been like 5th grade, 6th grade. I mean, blame me for not having, you know, full worldly awareness. You know what I mean? I had no idea. All right, anyway. Just wanted to show you guys that. Ruxpin Crawford is now he's keeping up with the Iron Bowl. And he says it's Auburn 7, Alabama 10. It's probably going to end that way. It's going to be a defensive battle, I think. Love the Cat says Laura was a fruit fly. No, she wasn't. She had really pretty permed hair. Remember that? Well, you might be a little younger than me, Love the Cats, but girls in the mid 80s, they like to perm their hair. That was kind of a thing back then. It was kind of like wavy, but in a permy way. And white girls loved doing that back in the day. Anyway, I went a little bit deep on that one. Sorry, guys. Ruxpin says, can we delete this part? My friends listen to this. Oh, man. Love the Cat says he didn't realize his uncle was gay until I was 12. Love that guy. He died of AIDS when I was 15, no lie. Wow. Sorry about that, bro. Sorry to hear about that. Canoe Man's talking about, let's see, Mario Diaz Balart is the first member of Congress to test positive for coronavirus, which is a big deal for some folks. I just figure a lot of people are going to get it. And Love the Cats is mocking me for not being my age because he's 43. I am currently 47. So you're right. You're way, 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 way younger than me. Jazzy Joe is now parked, and he's good. He says, all right, what's up, Jay, Canoe, Rux, and Ben B. Word, Jazzy Joe. I hope that you found yourself a good spot in Baltimore, because I think that place can be inhospitable at times, depending on circumstances. But it's all good. All good. And I don't want to spoil anything for you, Ruxpin, on the Iron Bowl, so I will just say this. I suggest that you continue watching. I think it's going to be interesting to you. Oh, Jazzy Joe. Remember earlier he said, what's up, Jay, Canoe, Rux, and Ben? Now he says, and everybody else. I'm making sure nobody's left out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about, you guys. I tell you, I'm getting too caught up in the news, though. I find myself kind of like hooked up to whether it's Fox News or CNN. It depends on the day, what I'm reading, what I'm watching. And stuff tends to get me down a little bit. I just don't want to see people dying. Creeps me out. I don't necessarily. No, I can't do that. I can't do it. I'll take the Snickers because I know you love that one. You said that changed your life. I don't know. My administrative assistant. So she was telling me, this is back 2 weeks ago when I was getting our stash put together. And she was mocking me for doing it. You were. She said, be sure and get me some candy because I want to have a little bit of chocolate. So I bought her some chocolate. And in one of those, like, almost like a Halloween bag where you get a bunch of stuff. This Milky Way caramel was in there as one of those that you get. I've never heard of this. I don't care. And you said this was life-changing, right? So you like the caramel better than the creamy nougat? I thought you liked creamy nougat. Oh yeah, I was telling them earlier about the Boy George and the Winnie, the plushie thing. I didn't say the whole story, but I did tell him about Boy George, which I know you and I have talked about that before, but you do find it it is reasonable to think that 9-year-old Jay will be confused that Boy George is not a boy, right? Yay or nay? No, you don't know. You didn't know what I asked you, did you? At 9 years old, do you find it insane that I would not understand that Boy George is a boy, despite the name? Boy George looks like a girl, right? Hold on. Seriously, Ruxpin, I'm not trying to go back on this, but I'm gonna show you guys the hold on. I'm gonna show you the album cover. What? I need to show these kids the album cover that made me think it was a girl. I thought it was a girl. What is? I thought it was a girl. Nobody told me anything. I mean, you don't think about stuff like that. Hold on. I got this. I mean, it's just not one of those things that I really get. All right, this is Boy George for those of you who have never seen Boy George. See that right there? Does that look like a boy to you? It doesn't look like a boy to you. It doesn't look like a boy to anybody. It looks like a girl. It looks like, to me, there were girls in my high school that were field hockey players, and they looked like that, and they wore the hairband like that, or wore their whatever, and they played field hockey. They looked like that. It looks like a girl to me. Anyway. See, Ruxpin says, this is a little super chat coming through from Ruxy. Says, this for Jazzy Joe. He deserves our love. Absolutely. Jazzy Joe's one of our greats. Yeah, absolutely. And Ruxpin even goes so far as to say Jazzy Joe is a titty lover. I don't know if we have that. I don't know if we know that for sure, but I suspect that he is. Just knowing what a baller he is. Absolutely, dude. Canoe Man says, looks like a George to me. Man, stop. There was no internet back then. I couldn't cross-reference this stuff, you know? I didn't know. No, that's fair. Love the Cat says his name was Boy George. SMH, JGT. I deserve that scorn. I just didn't know. I mean, I don't know. I deserve that scorn. Even if I was 9 years old. Ben B says he's watching Greatest Showman with kid. A lot better story than the news. I don't know anything about that. Is that like a Netflix show or something? Jazzy Joe says, I thought he was a girl when I was a kid too. Thank you, Jazzy. Even if that's not true, I appreciate you having my back on that. Thank you. AU Taxman says, I'm with you, Jay. That Karma Chameleon video was confusing. Thank you. Canoe Man says, wait, I thought it was Girl George. I deserve it. I do. I deserve it. Absolutely. Although I could have just not told you. But I don't know. I feel like I should be open with you guys. I've told you about that. I've told you about my high school girlfriend dumping me for a girl. Doesn't bother me. I don't mind. Oh, I'm in the chat for that, Valley. Valley Tiger says double zeros in the chat for titty lovers. No, that's funny. Thank you for your super chat, Ruxpin. Not even your first either, like your millionth. But thank you for your support of the show. My man. Well, what else can I do for you guys? You guys got any questions for me? I think we've said it all tonight. Jazzy Joe puts in another super chat, despite having a red super chat already sitting on the table. He says, this for Rux, and definitely love some melons. Who said anything about melons, bro? Oh, man. Ruxpin says, wow. He had a bad word, but he says, holy F. Love the Cats. Very late, but still gets in with a double zero to designate his membership in the Titty Lovers Club. That's kind of a reference to Doc Dumpster, who likes talking to about people who are titty lovers. I feel like if you're male, you're probably in that group. You don't have to be, though. Maybe there's some other things you love about women. Personalities, intellect, wit, humor, industriousness, timeliness. So many things about women that maybe you're really enthusiastic about. And if we have our female viewers, maybe there's a lot of things about guys you really like, you know. Guy goes to work, gets the job done. He's very strong. He's very intelligent. He's very thoughtful. He cleans. He cooks. He shows compassion for animals and your own children. He likes zoos. He appreciates changes in weather. And he compliments you when you're wearing that new dress that you're not sure about. You know, there's a lot of things to like about men, too. Yeah. AU Taxman says he's really digging the morning show. Y'all check it out if you haven't yet. Hell yeah. We finished watching that maybe 2 weeks ago. And I don't know. I'm not spoiling anything here. I promise, AU Taxman. But if you get to the final episode, there is the ending to the final episode of the season is unbelievable. I'm just going to leave it at that. It was absolutely awesome. I haven't seen a finish quite that strong in a minute to a show. And I was very happy to learn that they are going to do a second season of that show. So, yeah, really good show. I thought it would get a little ponderous because when I read about it, I was like, it's this dude and he gets in trouble for being like I don't really know what the right word is. Steve Carell's character in the morning show is he has inappropriate relationships with a lot of gals in the newsroom, and it's a story kind of about that, among other things, but that's kind of the central theme. And yeah, it sounds lame, but it's actually really cool. And Mark Duplass is a badass in that one as like the managing editor of that newsroom. I don't know what its official title is, but in a newspaper business, he would have been a managing editor. And he's always stuck, man, right? I'm talking about AU Tex, man. He's stuck because he loves his reporters and he wants to be on their side, but he's also kind of getting pressure from the top and he's got to work on their side. And he's kind of stuck in the middle all the time. It's kind of like the life of a managing editor at a newspaper. You're always kind of in the middle. Job that I don't want. There's no way out. There's no way to win. Everybody's pissed off all the time. Wait a minute. That sounds kind of like my job. Bunker's always mad. JG, you're too heavy-handed. JG, you're not banning enough. JG, you're not deleting enough. I just had a dude email me while we were on the show. Yeah, I'll leave his name out of it. Hold on. Actually, I don't know who it is. I mean, his name's on it, but I don't know what his handle is. Title of the email is Political Thread. Here's a political thread. It went political very quickly. And so basically he's mad about a political thread. And I guess he wants me to delete it or whatever. I mean, a lot of these threads are getting political. All right, I'll just close it, I guess. I'll tell you what, I'll move it. Move it to the politics board. I just wish we could have some civil conversation about this stuff, but it's not going to happen. AU Taxman says Mark Duplass was awesome in the second season of Goliath. Dude, I didn't even finish the first season. We watched maybe 3 episodes of Goliath and we gave up. I don't know. We're really feeling it. Canoe Man says our favorite out of breath mod. I wonder who that might be. Had the great idea of doing 86 days of The Sopranos. You should consider leading a similar watch party of another show, JGT. My wife started watching The Sopranos the other day, too, and I was kind of like, I mean, I like The Sopranos, but I don't necessarily want to watch it again. I don't know what show I'd cared enough to watch again. I mean, Game of Thrones I cared enough about, but we just finished it. Love the Cat says, bring back God Cammett. Dude, have him contact me if he's your boy. Have him contact me and let's have a conversation about it. I like him. I don't like banning him. It hurt me. I didn't want to do it. He put me in a situation where I had no choice. I did not like it. There's some people I like banning, and there's some people I don't like banning. I like God Cammett. And Ruxpin comes through with a 00. That's funny. Anything going on in the bunker? We haven't had Alpha Tiger on here. Alpha Tiger says he can't find it on YouTube. How is that possible? Y'all got it on YouTube. Right? Or no? I will say our numbers do seem kind of low. I'm surprised how low they are. Makes me think it's actually not on YouTube. But I don't know how it wouldn't be. No, it's definitely on YouTube. He's pulling my leg or something. AU Taxman says, Jay, I couldn't find it either. Interesting. I don't know how that happened. I'm going to have to investigate that a little bit more. Stream health is good. Viewer activity is good. Analytics, like I said, they're a little low. We peaked at 35 concurrent viewers, which is really, really low, but because we usually have like double that. Now we usually have close to triple that. But I don't know. I'm confused. Why we would have a problem with that. I don't know. Strange. AU Taxman says it wasn't showing up on my homepage as a live show. You know, my wife told me that last time that she didn't get an alert when I went live. But she was watching it, so I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. All right, Ruxpin's got some good news from the Iron Bowl. He says that it's now 17-10 Auburn, which is great. Andrew B says, any update from Scott on his new Camry? Scott was on the show maybe, 2 shows ago maybe, talking about how he was hauling ass in his brand new Camry that he just picked up from Lynch Toyota of Auburn. It was pretty funny. I'm definitely going to check and see why folks are not on the show because something ain't right here. I don't really know why. But I'm glad you guys are here. Word. All right, we'll probably wrap it up there, guys. Seriously, it's 9 o'clock in the Central Time Zone, 10 o'clock for our friends on the East Coast who've been live just a hair under 2 hours on this beautiful Wednesday in the good old United States of America, currently fighting the coronavirus in the early stages, and I'm hopeful that, like I said, I expect a miracle. I expect good things to happen, and I hope that you do too, because I don't want anybody getting really down about it. There's a lot of reasons to get down out there right now, things going on, and just kind of thinking, geez Louise, are we going to have to go 18 months fretting over this? How long is it going to take before we can get a vaccine or whatever? Geez, I'm a sports writer. I don't know anything about that. But I'm hopeful. Put it to you that way. Andrew B says, dude, I just got here. I didn't get an alert. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to figure this out, guys, because I don't think it happened last time either. And I don't feel like I changed anything on my settings, but I'm definitely going to have to investigate this because you are not alone. You are definitely not alone. Very strange. Well, anyway, I'll troubleshoot this later. Appreciate you guys being here, though. All of our folks who contributed to the show through either Super Chats or just being awesome in the chat itself. Nick S., Jeff C., who is now gone, but we love Jeff, of course. Jenkins Mock, who I believe is gone, but we still love him. Ruxy Poo, times, 4 maybe? Stoop Up, Canoe Man, Ben B. Love the Cats, BMAC 34420, Jazzy Joe, who is in Baltimore. Thank you guys very much for that. And, of course, the folks who didn't Super Chat but who have been here with us. Hornatius, AU Taxman, all kinds of folks, yo. Andrew's in the house. Valley Tiger's been hilarious today. Got me cracked up. Mark C. All kinds of folks. And I'm glad also you let me know that this stuff wasn't showing up on your alerts because I don't know what is up with that, yo. Kind of freaks me out. But anyway, guys, appreciate y'all. We're going to do these. We really need to do them like 2 or 3 times a week, right? I mean, that's what we need. And I mean, I worry a little bit about like we're not going to have a lot to talk about, but I mean, here's the deal. Most of you guys, if not all of you, are subscribers at auburnsports.com. And I mean, look, if you want me on here talking about stuff and just hanging out, we'll do it. I wish we could like watch games and stuff and just kind of talk about it as we go through, but I mean, that's like a major copyright violation. And what happens is if I show that on the show and then I archive it for folks who want to watch it later, dude, they have like these machines or algorithms or whatever that can figure out that I've got the video on there, and they will bust my ass so fast. Woo! I'll get a copyright strike within like 20 or 30 minutes. And when you get a copyright strike on YouTube, I mean, you are in trouble. And you get 2 or 3 of those, and then you can't stream anymore. So I got to be careful with that stuff. I got in some trouble like that with the NCAA tournament last year because I was posting some of the NCAA videos, like when BP and like Jared and Bryce were up at the podium for the NCC tournament and the NCAA tournament as well. They won't let us video. Like, I was there and I was ready to video, and they were like, no, you can't video. You can only take the feed. I was like, shit, okay. If you guys are going to do the work, I might as well take it. So I took the video, and then they copyright striked me and said, no, that's our video. I was like, wait, man, why I can't get my own? You can't even fight with these folks. They just smack you in the face, and you can either take it or not. So I took the videos down, and they were cool with that, and I got my copyright strikes taken away, but I learned a valuable lesson right there. You can't do that stuff. Yeah. Canoe Man says maybe we do not put the video on the feed. We just watch at the same time. That's also a possibility, yeah. I hate it like that, but it might work like that. We may have to be doing stuff like this for 3 or 4 months. I don't know. It might really actually come to that. I was kind of hoping that, like, you know, we go 2 or 3 weeks and we get this thing under control or whatever, but I'm starting to think that may not happen. It may be a longer project than that. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm expecting a miracle. You don't have to, but I am. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys are the best. Pocket Watch is somebody else that I should have commended earlier. The NCAA really sucks. That's all there is to it. Give them hell, Pocket Watch. Hell yeah. I don't know if they really suck, but they are weird, right? They are weird. They bust ass on some stuff, and the other stuff they leave it go, and I don't really understand why. It seems so random, but I don't know. Canoe Man says we can also watch Entourage together. Yeah, I do like Entourage. It took me a while to get into it, but I did get into it. I'll think about that a little bit more. But which show would be best? Or maybe there's one that we can start watching now. I wish it would have been The Outsider. I love The Outsider. It just finished, but I liked it. All right, bro. Let's bounce out of here, guys. Let's be safe out there. Let's wash our hands. And let's really do what we can do to not get sick. I really don't want to get sick. I don't want you guys to get sick. I want to hold this out as long as we can. And so if we ever get to a point 5 months from now that we get it, at least there'll be respirators if we need them. I hope we don't need them, but if we did, I worry that if we get it in 3 weeks, there won't be enough respirators for us. So just be smart about it. Canoe Man says Chrome has an extension where you can watch Netflix together. Maybe we can figure that out. I'm all for it. I'm open to pretty much anything at this point. I love you guys, and I want to be here for you. It's kind of it's my gig, really. So we'll wrap it up there, guys. We will check you out a little bit later in the week. Let's see, it's Wednesday. Probably re-rack this on Saturday, maybe. You think we can get to Saturday? I think we can. You guys just make good decisions out there and just try to find happy things in your life. I'm already kind of feeling down about it, but I mean, dude, it's the new reality. We got to get used to it. So, till then, I do want to give a shout out to our friends at Voodoo Wing Company, our friends at Lynch Toyota of Auburn, and of course, all the awesome subscribers at auburnsports.com, without whom we could not do what we do here at auburnsports.com. We appreciate you guys sticking with us through these trying times for show. If you're not a subscriber, you need to be. Indeed. All right, so we'll see you guys next time. Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. See ya.